This week, one of my community members called me right before they were about to wire money to someone pretending to be a major sync licensing company. Now, the email looked real, the terminology was right. Someone even called them on the phone to talk through the deal. And they sent over a licensing agreement. So everything felt official, except it was all fake. And this isn't an isolated incident. I've been getting these emails for months. Dozens of musicians in my community have been getting them. And I guarantee some of you watching this right now have one sitting in your inbox. So today I'm going to break down exactly how this scam works. I'm going to show you the emails, walk you through the red flags, and make sure you know how to protect yourself. Because this one is fooling people who actually know what they're doing. So let's get into it. To give you some context, I run a sync licensing community called Control Camp. We've got hundreds of musicians in there, producers, songwriters, artists, all working to get their music placed in TV, film, and ads. And over the past few months, I've been personally receiving emails that claim to be from well-known sync agencies. Position Music, Marmoset, Massive Music. These are real respected companies in the sync world. Now, I've been ignoring these emails because I know these companies, something felt off about the emails, but I didn't realize how far this was going until members started reaching out to me asking if these offers were legitimate. Now, some of them had already responded to the emails. Some had received phone calls. One of them was literally about to send over some money. So this is not theoretical. This is happening right now. And the reason I'm making the video is because this particular scam is more sophisticated than anything I've seen in the decade that I've been in this sync industry. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you the actual email side by side so you can see why this is so convincing. But first, let me walk you through how this thing actually plays out step by step. So it starts with an email. The display name says something like Position Music LLC or Massive Music. The email has a logo at the top. It looks professional. The email says, "Congratulations, our team recently reviewed one of your tracks and it caught our attention for an upcoming sync opportunity." Then it asks you to verify your rights information. Who controls the publishing? Are there any contracts or splits? Who contributed creatively to the song? So here's the thing. If you know anything about sync licensing, those questions sound completely legit. That's real clearance language. That's the kind of thing a real agency or library would actually need to know before they could pitch your music. And that tells me the people running this scam understand how our industry actually works. But there is a problem, and this is the first giveaway. They never mention which song, not once. Every version of this email that I've seen refers to your track or one of your songs, but they never name the song. And most of the people receiving this never even submitted to these companies. Listen, if a real company reviewed your music and wanted to move forward, they would absolutely tell you which song they were referring to. Now that would make most people stop, but some of the musicians responded to the email. And here's where it gets wild, because the member I spoke to this week told me that after they replied, someone actually called them the next day. Now, on the phone, they talked through the deal, they discussed ownership, they went over the terms, like it felt like a real business call, and then they sent over the licensing agreement. Now, the agreement looked mostly normal. It had standard sync language, standard terms, but there was one clause buried in there that changed everything. And this is the part you really need to hear. The licensing agreement included an administrative fee, an upfront payment to cover the cost of clearing the song. And the agreement said, don't worry, this fee will be refunded once the placement is secured. That's the scam. Now, I've been in the sync licensing industry for over 10 years. I have never, not one single time, seen a legitimate sync agency or publisher ask an artist to pay an upfront fee. That's just not how this works. Real companies earn money by taking a commission when your music earns money. There's no administrative fee. There's no clearance deposit. If someone asks you to pay before your music is placed, that's the line. Just walk away. Now, I'm not talking about music tech services that offer you website access to host your music and might present sync pitch opportunities. I'm not talking about communities that you might pay a subscription fee, get access to the community and education, and that might also include sync pitch opportunities. I'm talking about companies that are strictly sync agencies, and music libraries. They don't charge you to pitch your music. They don't charge you to clear your music. So let me just give you the full list of red flags so you can spot this immediately if it shows up in your inbox. Red flag number 1, they don't name the song. If someone says they reviewed your music but can't tell you which song, that's a template email. It's not real. Red flag number 2, the email address is fake. The display name may say Position Music or Massive Music, but the actual sender address is a Wix domain or a gmail.com address or something completely different, unrelated to the company. Always click on the sender name and check the full email address, especially what comes after the @ sign. If it's not the same as their website domain, it's probably not real. Red flag number 3, and you only see this if you start getting multiple messages, but the messages all look the same. They're using templated email. It's not an original email or original copy. That means they have a scam factory that's just cranking out these emails and putting different letterheads and logos on it. Red flag number 4, they ask for money up front. I already said this, but I'm going to say it over and over. No legitimate sync agency charges artists to clear or place music. That's the whole deal. They work on commission. If they're asking you for money before anything has happened, something's wrong. Red flag number 5, the deal is tied to a single placement. Real agencies don't sign a song to pitch it to one opportunity. They sign it because they believe in the song and they want to pitch it across multiple opportunities over time. No one can guarantee a specific placement, not even the music supervisor, especially not an agency or a library. So if someone is promising you one specific placement or wanting to sign a show for one particular ad, make sure you check them out thoroughly before proceeding. Now, I want to talk to those of you who might have already fallen for this, because I know some of you have, and I need you to hear this. This is not something to be embarrassed about. This is a really sophisticated scam. They use real company names, real industry language, phone calls, licensing agreement. These people know what they're doing. They have studied our industry, they know how it works, and they know how to use that knowledge against you. Now, there's a study that found 69% of people think that they can identify scams, but 43% of them have already been victims in the past year, and only about 7% of all scam incidents actually get reported, primarily because people are ashamed. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If this happened to you, talk about it. Tell someone, tell me, drop a comment below in this video, message me, whatever you need to do. The shame is what keeps this scam alive. The silence is how it spreads. And the moment we start talking about it openly, it loses its power. So what can you actually do to protect yourself? Here are a few things. 1, check the full email address every time. Don't trust the display name. Look at the actual sender domain. If it doesn't match the company's website, delete it. 2, communicate through the company's official website. If you ever get an offer that seems too good to be true or you're not sure, don't reply to the email. Go to their website, use their official contact form. If the opportunity is real, they'll confirm it. 3, never pay an upfront fee. This is the hard line. If someone is asking you for money before your music is placed, it's a scam, no exceptions. 4, slow down and ask somebody. Before you sign anything, run it by someone who's been through the process. And this is actually the reason why I built what I built. Inside Control Camp, we have something called the Sync Agency and Music Library Vault. It provides detailed research on sync companies across this industry. It shows you their deal structures, the submission policies, what genre they focus on. It gives you my personal opinion on how they do business. There's literally nothing like this in the industry at all. But here's what this scam taught me. The vault alone isn't enough because the companies being impersonated, Position Music, Marmoset Music, Massive Music, they're real companies. They're in the vault. If you look them up, you would think that the email might be legit. So what you also need are people around you who know what real looks like. And that's what the community gives you. So multiple members already reached out to me asking, is this real? And every single time we caught it before anything happened. The member who called me this week, they didn't send the money because they had someone to ask. Now, if you want access to that, the research, the community, the ability to DM me or other experts in the community before you sign anything, I'll leave a link to Control Camp in the description. It's just $10 a month. Now, if this video helped you, share it with another musician. You could forward the blog post. I wrote a full breakdown with screenshots on the Control Camp blog, and that link is in the description. So the more people who see this, the harder it is for these scams to work. Now, if you've received one of these emails, drop a comment below and tell me which company it came from. I want to track how wide this is going. All right, stay sharp out there, and I'll see you on the next one.